this video, you're going to be getting an in-depth latex hood tutorial, including even sexier latex stories sure to titillate any rubber doll. Ready to see? Let's watch it. So I've already primed my eyes. This is the P. Louise eyeshadow base, and I'm using it in the color 6, which is definitely something that you want to do before you put on your latex hood. I definitely recommend it to you. That is latex tutorial, or excuse me, latex hood tutorial 101. I did promise you some sexy latex stories, did I not? So I get the feeling that you guys are very, very interested in some of these latex stories and kind of some of my like personal experiences with latex. So I thought I'd talk to you a little bit about that as well. Just in case you were wondering, yes, this is somewhat of a latex in public story. Whew! Do you feel it getting hotter in here? Or is it just me because I'm wearing a latex mask? Don't I look so funny when I laugh in this thing? Wait, look at this, hold on. Let's do some funny stuff. If you guys didn't know, I'm actually from New York. Because, you know, I always had this kind of like background or this like openness to just everything, having, you know, grown up in New York. Latex fashion for me, even though I never really encountered it until I got into high school, it never felt that like daunting or like scary or like weird for me. You know, I never had any like fears of like being into latex. And this is the other thing, guys. Now that I'm getting higher and higher into the crease with this color and I'm blending it out more, that's when you start to see me really like, you know, finessing the brush around. I probably shouldn't even be saying this to you guys, but this is like while I was in high school, like real life euphoria. Like who's the girl in Euphoria that like everybody loves her makeup because she's like a super huge, I'm not gonna say the word, but you know what she is a super huge of, okay? So I had a friend who basically started dating this guy. He was kind of more familiar with the scene than we were. And so because of that, you know, he started taking us to our first like fetish events. I remember Mr. Tickles. What a cute name. Like, isn't that such a cute name? Like, couldn't you imagine naming your cat like Mr. Tickles? But then, you know, then came the time, as every, you know, as always comes the time in every young person's life where you have to go to a latex fetish party. So as we all know, in every rubber doll's young life. So what it actually was, it was like a play party. I mean, there's been such a history with me in terms of becoming or getting more interested in rubber doll transformation, getting more interested in latex clothing, latex kleidung, latex fashion, everything. It's definitely been like a whole kind of trajectory for me, and largely where it came from is my interest in fashion and fashion filmmaking and all of that, right? But I don't know, basically he would take us to these play parties, and I liked, as I said, I liked the scene, I liked the culture, I liked the vibe, but I just wasn't really like into the kind of things that they were doing together for play. And that's not to say that I wouldn't like it in general, but it's to say that, like, you know, my friend at the time identified, you know, as a bottom, that's how I'll put it. And, you know, because she identified as a bottom, like, I just, you know, when they were doing all these like things together, all these like scenes together, I just didn't really want to take part. This is going to be the first step to our latex hood tutorial. As I said, you're just going to pop on that first color and it's going to go basically all over the eye. And what you're going to want to do is choose a color. It doesn't have to be another blue color. It can be if you want to use kind of like a monochromatic look. But I'm probably going to use like either like a brown or a black, like a deep brown or a deep black or something like that. But you just want to use a color that's going to be slightly darker or very much so darker, whatever you want to do, than the color that you originally used on this eyelid area. This is not going to be the darkest shade though, the one that we're using right now. Pick the second to last darkest, like penultimate, that's the technical term. I know how to say that. I like to pick my colors just by dabbing it on the back of my hands. In case you didn't know, this is gonna be the makeup palette that we are using today. This is our Jaclyn Hill palette. Really quickly, I'm just taking that dark brown and I'm just popping it in right where your brow bone would be. The same thing over here on the left-hand side of the eye. And as I said, just getting a little bit of product onto either side of this brush, just so we can then kind of connect it and flare everything that we've been doing down here, or excuse me, up here, down there. So yeah, so basically, you know, I go to this event, I'm at the bar, I'm waiting, and then this guy comes up to me, he's chatting me up. He's like, oh, I like your outfit. I like what, you know, this is cute. You look cute, whatever. And he's asking me, you know, I haven't seen you around here before. Like, you know, do you come to these things often? Like, is this something that you do all the time? And I'm trying to seem cool, right? Like, I'm literally a teenager, like talking to any adult. Like, I'm trying to seem like I'm cool. So I'm talking to him and I'm like, oh, you know, like, yeah, I come to these things all the time, you know. Oh, you never seen me before? What do you As the conversation continues, he's kind of like, well, you know, what do you like to do when you go to these events? Because, you know, I've never seen you before, and I've definitely never seen you like partake in any of the, you know, what we do here. So I was kind of like, you know, to be honest, I haven't really found anything that I really enjoy doing at one of these types of events. You know, like I like meeting people. That's what I told him. I like being part of the scene, you know, but there's nothing that's really, I don't know, stood out to me or really been, you know, so tempting to me that I just felt like I had to partake. So I guess he found that very alluring, like the way, maybe, you know, sometimes people love to just kind of be that little bad influence. He was like, okay, you know, what could we potentially introduce you to that might be something that is of interest to you? Well, okay, before we get into that, before I unveil to you what his suggestion was, let's finish up these eyes. So, really quickly, now we're gonna jump back into the Jaclyn Hill palette. I told you we would get to her eventually. So we're gonna jump back into the Jaclyn Hill palette, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna deepen up this, as I said, deepen up everything that we did with our second eyeshadow color. And what we're gonna do is, okay, so you see how we kind of hooked it from here into here? Now we're gonna deepen right in here, like right where these two colors meet. That's the triangular point, like right over here, that we're gonna further deepen. So that means that you're gonna need a much smaller brush because you wanna keep that area very tight. I'm gonna use Soda Pop. I just like going deeper. As I said, I'm just gonna hook this not as far in on the lower lash line as the other color, just sort of just right on the outside edge, just again, just to give us a little bit of like extra depth, extra smoke. All right, guys, so okay, now we've pretty much finished up the right eye, the left eye. The only thing that I would say left to do for this look, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna pop on some lashes because I love lashes. I just do. I just love lashes. I love lashes. And while I get these lashes ready for you, guys, why don't we actually have a conversation and finish up this, today's latex story. So basically, as I said, this guy is talking to me at the bar and he's there with the couple and he's asking me, you know, all right, what do I like to do when I come to these things? And I kind of tell him there's pretty much nothing that I like to do. I don't even know what I like to do yet. You know, I have no clue. And then he's like, well, you know what, maybe I could show you what I like to do and maybe you'll have some interest in that. So he basically is like, well, can I introduce you to my girlfriend? Which I wasn't really expecting him to say that, because he, at this point, spent like 10 or 20 minutes like talking it up with me, flirting with me, buying me drinks, everything. You know, I was like, girlfriend? Like, what do you mean, you know? And as I said, I was so new to this whole world. Like, I had no clue about any of the type of relationships or anything like that that people do. So, I was like, okay, I mean, I guess, do you think that your girlfriend's gonna be like offended by everything that we've been doing together? Or what is she gonna think about, you know, everything that we've been doing together for the past 10 minutes? Not that we were doing anything, but I mean, we're having a whole full-on conversation, hands on my shoulders, everything. So he was like, well, you know what? For some reason, I think that she won't mind at all. Okay. So I had to know, what did that mean, right? So he's like, all right, she's upstairs. Can I take you upstairs? And it's like basically, so I don't know if you've ever gone to any events like this where they have like a public area, general access area on the bottom floor. And then on the top floor, that's where like VIPs are at, or, you know, that's where like the private, very private VIP, like down there, like the VIP access that you're not on right now in my YouTube channel. That's how you get it. That's how you get to the second floor of this party. Okay, tap that button. So he was like, yeah, you know, if you want, like, why don't you go upstairs with me? I'll take you upstairs and I can show you a little bit more, you know, about my girlfriend and everything. I can answer all the questions that you have about my girlfriend. And I was like, okay, you know, I guess so. All right, like we could do that. So what I'm doing, guys, by the way, I'm just taking the littlest drop of that original blue color that we did, like the littlest drop, when I'm saying like the littlest of all time. And all that I'm doing is I'm just using that to very slightly blend, you know, and just kind of like lightly kind of like reapply into some of the areas that have been overpowered by the other shadows that we've used. So basically just, you know, just letting that blue have its full justice and letting it kind of reappear on the lid a little bit more. So he takes me upstairs, you know, he takes me upstairs and I'm like, okay, you know, I'm like freaking out. I'm like, what's gonna happen? Like, you know, I'm trying, because as I said, I was trying to act cool this whole time. Like, I know what I'm doing. I had no clue what I was doing. I was like, oh my God, like what could happen? Like, what's it gonna be? Like, is this person gonna kidnap me? But yet I'm still going upstairs doing it anyway. Like, what, you know, I was just so, like, I had just had no clue what to even possibly expect. And the truth is that it really was like, it was nothing that I could have anticipated, because basically his girlfriend was in this full latex outfit with the latex stockings, a latex hood, cat ear, latex mask, pure black with actually with some sexy gold accents, just like the top that I'm wearing for you today. That's so coincidental. Oh my God. And, you know, just basically wearing this absolutely devastating latex lingerie outfit, right? So freaking gorgeous. And when I saw this thing, I was like, oh my God. Like, it just immediately floored me. Like, I've never, at that point in my life, I'd never seen latex before. I'd never encountered latex before. So I just didn't know. I'd never seen it in person before. I had no clue, like, that's how powerful and commanding the material could be. All right, he introduces me to his girlfriend. She's wearing an absolute banger outfit. Okay, if I could get a boner, I would have gotten a boner at that moment. Like, it was just insane. Like, she was just looking so good. Oh my God, I don't know if they're definitely, could you imagine if they're still together? I mean, this is so many years ago that this happened. Like, maybe, who knows? But he kind of introduced me to her and, you know, was obviously, I think, very much so getting off in the fact that I was having this very strong response towards his girlfriend and, you know, trying to make it seem as low-key as possible, but obviously I was having serious hots for this girl. Like it was just amazing. And then he was like, all right, so you know, this is working. It's moving in the direction that I want it to go in. So he kind of tried to keep things going forward and basically tried to like set up a rendezvous between the three of us. What is the French word for that? What is the nice word? Reservoir or something? I don't know I can't remember. I thought it was rendezvous. No, not rendezvous. Damn, I can't remember, guys. Whatever. If you can remember, put it in the comments. I'm trying to think of the nice word for crazy sex. Whatever. So he wanted to kind of set something up like that. Obviously, you know, it was sort of working. It was sort of happening. So, he was like, all right, you know what? Let me kind of continue to push this forward. So basically, he suggested, all right, now we're in our VIP section. We actually have a play area that's sectioned off just for us. Like, why don't we, you know, head over there? And then I guess I was just feeling really spontaneous, or to be honest, I was really entranced by the latex outfit that his girlfriend was wearing, and I really wanted to like touch it. I was like, you know what? Okay, let's do it. Why not? My friends are already playing. They're already doing their own stuff by themselves. I'm pretty much at this party, you know, by myself at this point. I might as well live life and, you know, do something fun. Why not? Try this out. And as I said, I just really was dying to touch this girl's latex. So, all right, guys. At this point, the eyes are done, thankfully. I'm just gonna really quickly put some lip gloss onto my lips, and then I'll show you the final look. I'll also finish up our juicy latex story. Today I'm using Cola from Juvia's Place, and that's gonna be the lip liner that I'm using. The lipstick that I'm gonna be using today is Bubbly. That is actually Ariana Grande's brand. It's it's REM Beauty, excuse me, and then this is their On Your Collar matte lipstick. That's our completed makeup look. Very sexy. Now, I guess just to close out today's latex story, right, because I did promise you that I would give you the thrilling ending of what occurred. So I'm there with his girlfriend. We decide to go and maybe play together, and I'm really dying to touch this girl's latex outfit. And finally, you know, I get an opportunity to touch this rubber doll, and I guess because the guy thought that, awesome, I'm gonna be able to hook up with this totally random girl, my super hot latex girlfriend, he was just like, I don't know why, the guy, as per usual, messed it up. So he told her to take everything off. I don't know why. I cannot understand why. Maybe she was just wearing it for fashion. I thought that they were more fetishist. I wasn't expecting her to do something like that, but he told her to take all of the latex clothing that she had on off. And then he started taking all of his clothing off, and then I was just completely disinterested. So for all of that buildup and all of that excitement and how like super turned on I was seeing this hot woman in her latex outfit, I didn't even get to touch it. We didn't even play together. Nothing even happened. It was like so, you know. But if anything, it just gave me an even greater urge to explore latex, and I might have even bought my first latex dress right after that happened, which I will tell you a full latex story about that in a later episode. But why don't we just give you guys a real opportunity to actually look at and marvel and enjoy this gorgeous latex hood tutorial. So I just wanted to thank you guys so much for watching this video. Again, please do become a VIP member of this channel if you want to see even hotter latex videos. right now, tap that join button. See you guys next week.